still leave the null object on, create a keyframe, turn the automatic keyframe on, bring it to 120 and turn the null object on the B rotation. (360° twice. Okay, now turn off the automatic keyframing. Play the animation. As you can see, the wheel, the null object is turning, but towards the end it slows down. So go to the left corner and go to animation. On the F curve, make sure you are on the F curve and not the keyframing, and click on the null object. And as you can see, the null object here, you can see it clearly is curving. At the beginning is fine, it needs to start slowly, but from then onwards it needs to be one continuous speed. So just click on the point on the right hand side on the 120 and just grab hold of the tangent arm and just straighten it so you got a continuous straight line up to this curve here. Play the animation again, and as you can see, the wheel is now slowing at the beginning and then speeding up towards the end. You can exaggerate it by simply taking the arm further down. And if you want to increase the amount of turns for the null object, just grab hold of the last keyframe point and just raise it. The further up you raise it, the faster the null object will turn. Okay, so that animation is fine. We'll now move away from the F curve, back to, just go to layout and start up layout. That brings you back to the beginning layout, and call the null object wheel. Drag it down near the wheel. The other thing you need to do now is to make sure that the rockets and the emitters are going to follow the wheel. Is just select both rocket and just bring them underneath the wheel. Just parent them to the wheel so they're all in one continuous line. So now they're all connected together. What you need to do now is just parent the wheel to the wheel null object. Play the animation. Okay, as you can see, the wheel now is turning the wrong way. We want the wheel to turn from right to left, not from left to right. That's not a problem. Just all you have to do is go back to the F curve, animation, just go back to the F curve and drag the last keyframe below the line and drag the tangent arm and straighten it that way. Go back to the startup layout, check the animation again. You can see now it's turning the right way with the particles creating a spiral shape. Before we go to the materials, I'll just go with you through the settings of the wind, friction, gravity and deflector, and also adapt to the scene the pyrocluster tracer and pyrocluster material and the environment. So we start with the wind. The wind speed, if you just increase it to 6, leave all the settings as they are. Go to the friction and reduce the friction to 2.5. Then go to gravity and reduce the gravity to 100. On the deflector, make sure you reduce the bounce to 1%. Okay, we'll add the environment to the scene. I already got the pyrocluster tracer here. If you watch my previous tutorials, you know where they are. I'll just show you quickly in case you haven't. You go to File at the bottom left corner, then Shader, then down there you'll find the pyrocluster material and pyrocluster volume tracer. And the volume tracer you add to the environment. Okay, we'll go through the materials now, which are already created to save time. I'll basically show you what they are. We'll ignore all the materials that have been applied to the wheel, rocket and the post. They are just basic Cinema 4D materials, wood texture and plain materials. We'll go straight into the particle emitter on the globals. On the color, you got white set up for the tab on the left and grey on the right, and just drag the grey right up to the white so there's only a little bit showing. Then go to Age. On the Age you need a grey on the far right hand on the radius and white just next to it. Leave the luminosity as it is. Go to Color Mix and have white and black at the far end. The white needs to be right next to it. On the shape, make sure you're on sphere. Reduce the radius to 3 mm and leave all the rest setting as they are. The noise, make sure you're on FBM fractal. Regularity 40%, grow radius 100%, 0 for scale, 0 for peak blend, and detail 4. Phase 830, gain 50, bias 50, low thresh 0, and high thresh 100%. And that's basically it for the particle. For the smoke, which we are not using at the moment because it's turned off, on the smoke, on the globals, make sure you're on atmospheric, volume 100%, luminosity 50%, density 0.2, and colors again, white on the left, grey right next to it, and black at the far end. And leave all the rest of the setting as they are. On the Age, you got grey